We are soon about to enter a really interesting time when it comes to new car registrations in Europe and the UK. At this point last year, dealerships were starting to reopen across the continent following the first wave of COVID-19 lockdowns, with sales increasing as a result, especially compared to the slumps of the months before. However, 2020 was still an unstable year. Therefore, in order to get a truer picture of the automotive industry's recovery, AutoVista24 will continue to offer comparisons in new car registrations to 2019, which gives us a more stable base of figures. With this in mind, let's look at the figures around Europe and the UK from last month. Registrations in the European Union fell 26.7%, representing a drop of around 300,000 units in the month. While this may seem like a deterioration compared to April, we must remember that in May there were 1 or 2 fewer working days in certain markets depending on the country involved. AutoVista24 actually estimates that around 20% fewer new cars were sold in the continent compared to 2019. This represents an increase on April, but still highlights the struggle that the market has when it comes to trying to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. When it comes to the biggest markets in the European Union, all 4 are continuing to struggle to overcome the fallout from COVID-19 related lockdowns. A total of 141,040 new cars were registered in France in May, which is far below the average of 174,000 registrations for the month between 2010 and 2019. This represents a contraction of 27.3%, slightly more than April, but however adjusted for working days, AutoVista24 calculates that the market fell by 23.5%, an improvement on April. Registrations in Germany amounted to 230,635 units last month, equating to a decline of 30.7%. This is greater than April, however there were 2 fewer working days in May, and on an adjusted basis we calculate the market declined by an improved 23.8%, replicating the situation in France. 95,403 cars were registered in Spain last month despite having 2 fewer working days. The contraction improved from the 34.2% in April to 24.1% in May, and this is far less dramatic than it was in recent months. There was only 1 less working day in Italy, which does not compensate for the 27.9% downturn that the country experienced last month. In addition to the struggles of COVID-19, an exhaustion of new car incentives is impeding recovery in the country. As you can see on our EU tracker, the big 4 markets have recorded nothing above a double-digit decline this year. Spain has seen the most dramatic improvement since the start of the year, while both Germany and Italy have continued a downward trend since March. While recovery is progressing, there is a long way to go. As 2021 has also seen markets impose lockdowns, this year's figures will continue to be distorted. Now we come to the UK. Last month, 156,737 new cars were registered in the country, a 14.7% decline on 2019. With 2 fewer working days, we calculate that the actual drop was just 5.7%, an improvement from April. The UK is seeing increased consumer confidence thanks to its vaccination programme and corresponding reopening. May's numbers also align with AutoVista Group's expectations for the market. The recovery may continue in the short term, however, as pent-up demand reduces and concerns about private vehicle demand continue, mainly due to economic conditions, our forecast is that the market will end up 18.1% lower this year in comparison to 2 years ago. As we can see here, the UK will not achieve a positive comparison to 2019 this year. The closest the market will come is in September, which is a traditionally strong month for the country thanks to the release of new registration plates. There is a long way to go for the industry to recover, but growth is happening, albeit slowly. Any growth, however, will act as a springboard for a better 2022, as long as COVID-19 infection rates continue to reduce and vaccination programs continue to be rolled out.